So people often ask, is this for me? Is permaculture something that I want to invest in? And taking 2 weeks off to do a intensive course is quite a commitment. And so it's helpful to share with people a bit about what this can lead to and why this course might be the right fit for you. Permaculture is incredibly adaptable, and it was created that way on purpose because when it was being developed, people who created it realized that if we were going to have a system that was actually going to be applicable around the world for all the different landscapes and contexts and environments, it needed to be based off of universal principles. It needed to be something that could apply in any situation, any circumstance, for it to truly be helpful and to give people the tools needed to be able to, live a healthy, happy, regenerative life in any place in the world. It had to be based off of these universal principles. And so that's something that's been woven into the curriculum over the last 5 decades as the course has evolved. And the beautiful thing about it is that what we learn in this course and what applies in this context here at Forest Gardens are techniques and tools that can be used in all sorts of different contexts. So whether you live in a rural property, but maybe you live in a different ecosystem, there's all different diversity of ecosystems from the hot, humid tropics to cold, deserts. And the principles and the design methodologies in permaculture work in all of those. There's different strategies and there's different tools that are going to be useful in different contexts, but the design process as a whole works across the board. And then the same thing goes for whether you live in, a rural wilderness setting all the way to a dense, busy, urban, city sprawl. The principles and the design methodologies are the same because they're universal. They're based off of nature's patterns and the best operating system for how we can solve all of these different challenges that we face. The tools will be slightly different. What makes sense in an urban setting is going to be different from a rural setting, but the design framework as a whole is universal. And so the beauty of learning permaculture is it gives you a toolkit that you can take with you anywhere around the world, in any climate, in any context. And so the teachings are adaptable to all the different settings that you might find yourself in. Our particular location, we're a very rural wilderness homestead, broad acre, fairly large scale, large systems. And that's a lot of what we will talk about and explore in the course and use as examples. But we make sure that the guiding principles and the design methodologies, that you understand how they can apply to your setting and your situation, and really want people to bring their examples forward and say, how could I do this on, a patio or on a balcony garden? How could I do this in my backyard in a city? Because that's where the richness comes in of how can we take this example here and actually adapt it for a different setting? So if you have any desire and interest to learn about this toolkit, this sort of universal method for designing more healthy, habitable, harmonious settlements and living spaces, then invite you to check out this course that we're running, Permaculture Design course happening this season here at Forest Gardens Farm.